Welcome back. This month is Hunger in Action Month, and you have a chance right now to make sure kids in our area are fed. Wendi Huntley with Connecting Kids to Meals is here this afternoon with more on how you can be a Hunger in Action superhero. Always good to see you.
It's
Thanks for
always
coming
good.
in. I just admire you so much for what you do because sadly, organizations like yours are so vital in keeping our kids fed. 1 in 4 Toledo children are hungry. That's just, so sad.
It's a staggering reality that so many families are dealing with, and we're unfortunately probably moving in the wrong direction in that regard. We are watching our numbers tick up at a lot of our locations already.
I was surprised to read this, just to hear this yesterday, that TPS is providing breakfast and lunch for kids. I mean, that was never necessary, but now maybe even more school districts have to follow up with this because, honestly, parents, we just aren't doing the job we should be.
Yeah, it's a lot of folks are struggling in our community. So, you know, when you think of a fourth of our community is struggling financially, when you start to add to that just I won't even say the weight because it is their responsibility to obviously feed the kids, but that can be weighty. We all know, we feel it. Every time we all go to the grocery store, $100 worth of groceries now is very different than $100 a year ago. And so we're just there to provide that additional support because we want the kids who are engaged in after-school programming to really go through that programming and maximize those opportunities as opposed to sit there with a grumbling tummy or a headache.
Yeah, what are you seeing the impact on those children that are hungry, how it affects their socialization skills, how it affects their ability to learn?
Yeah, cognitively they aren't able to focus because you don't have the energy, right? You're hungry and so you're distracted because you're wondering, number one, when am I going to be able to eat again? Yeah. And then number two, you have the physiological impacts of the hunger that actually keep you from being able to fully lock in and to learn in the STEM programs or even to participate in the sports activities after school.
Is your biggest challenge in summertime when the kids are out of school, when they're not being fed?
Yeah, our biggest issue, we go from about 2,200 to 2,500 meals during the school year every day to between 5,000 and 6,000 every day because we're serving meals all day long during the summer, whereas in after school, it's between about 3 o'clock and 6 o'clock.
So what's your distribution? Where are you going for these meals? I guess the families learn where the food is.
Absolutely. We're in schools, we're in after-school programs, we're at community centers, we're at libraries, we're everywhere where kids are already gathering. And so we have a list on our website where anyone can visit those particular locations, find out when meals are, bring their kids there, get meals. And so we're trying to make it super easy for folks. But you can visit connectingkidstomeals.org and find out about Hunger Action Month, first of all, but then also find out where all those locations are.
What's your biggest challenge right now in getting volunteers to help distribute the food or getting the finances, the foods to be able to hand out?
Yeah, it's all of it. You know, financially, while we do receive some reimbursement funding from USDA through the Ohio Department of Education and Workforce, we're still left with a gap. And so what happens is we've got to raise more than $1 million every year to do what we do and to serve 600,000 meals to kids. And so it's a real challenge, and we really want to challenge our community. And so we came up with a good way to do that because during Hunger Action Month in September, we've gotten some of our corporate sponsors to put up some serious cash, $150,000, so that if you make a donation, your donation is double the impact. So we're trying to encourage our community to give in particular this month because it has a bigger impact because we've got those wonderful dollars.
As years have gone by, how has the dynamic changed with the federal government and state government and what they can help you with? Because all governmental entities are feeling a strain on their budgets, and so sometimes they have to make tough cuts.
Yeah, fortunately, we didn't have any cuts. But there are cuts to SNAP, which when people look at it on the surface, they're like, well, that's not going to affect Connecting Kids to Meals. But yes, it is, because we're already seeing more kids come to our sites because they don't have the opportunity to have those extra dollars coming in the household to help cover the cost of food. That continues to increase. We also have the impacts to those kids that are on Medicaid. And so for any of those kids that are falling off or aren't able to qualify in that 6-month period that they have to readjust every time, now they're not going to qualify for the meals, the school meals.
Wendi, we have about 30 seconds left. Okay, people watch this right now. How can they help Connecting Kids to Meals? What can you say?
Yeah, 2 things. Come visit our website, sign up to volunteer. We have a lot of volunteer opportunities, but we also have a lot of fun things going on. Today at Crumble, you can go and support Connecting Kids to Meals because they're going to make a donation when you go there and visit. But you can make a donation that's doubled right there securely online, or you can bring us a check. Just support one way or another. Take some action. Be a hunger action superhero.
You're the best. Thanks, Wendi, so
Thank
much
you
for
for
being
having
here
me
today.
in.